Hey guys, so today I am feeling angry. That's how I'm feeling. Angry in my system. Sometimes you're just angry. Anger is not a fun emotion. It's no fun. I don't enjoy it particularly. And when I experience it, it's usually okay, how do I get rid of it the most? Which usually doesn't help, but it's just something unpleasant about anger, and it also for me tends to block uh, whatever it is that I'm trying to do, and especially creativity. Right. So if I'm writing a report or organizing a workshop or making a video, and there's some anger that pops up, then you know the creativity chamber is like, and like you notice it in the way that you're speaking and in the way in which your mind doesn't really flow. It's you're lowering your vibration, and so you have less access to you know all that good stuff and the collective consciousness and source as well. So yeah, that's but sometimes you feel angry, and you cannot really control it coming forward. It just comes, and then it's there, and and what do? You can't can't force it. It's got to flow with the ocean, with the anger. It's got to allow and respect it, and take that time, to be in it. And sometimes it means I'm not making that video, or it means not you know writing that report right now. It really asks of you to create time, you know time to feel. And obviously when you're trying to do other things, it's not so easy always. Or if you're living a busy life, or if you simply want to do other things with your time, and you're trying to get somewhere, but you just have to be willing to step away from whatever it is that you're doing, and sit with the emotion and feel it. And what really helps for me is just mentally giving it space, and moving, and embodying the emotion, making movements. And especially if you have chosen to awaken, and have chosen to heal. And healing requires those emotions that are in our system, from when we were young, to come forward, and to move, from our subconscious into our conscious awareness, and into that feeling state. And usually these emotions were suppressed, so they weren't felt before. And your awakening, your intention is to heal. And so as a result, those things are going to come forward, and you're going to feel your emotions, because in order to heal, to process them, to transmute them, they need to come forward. So it seems silly to then be angry, or to force yourself to keep going, when there's an emotion that's trying to get through. And not with each emotion, like you have to create that space, and sometimes you keep going. But if you notice that it's something from a deeper place trying to come forward, then it, it it's important that we spend time on feeling that and being with that, because if we don't and we push it back, we get angry, that the anger is there, then the emotion just suppresses again, and it's gonna come forward at a, a later time. So at some point you have to make that choice, and if you do it now, then you reap the benefit of it later, compared to if you don't do it now, you and are experiencing the limiting effects of your emotions interfering with whatever it is that you're doing, and then later on you're having the same experience. So um, yeah, just in general, feeling your stuff is essential, and healing is not like a priority that we uh, have like a specific time for during the day, like our 9 to 5, where work, like you do your 9 to 5, that's our allotted time, but your like emotions don't follow those made up rules, and they just come when they're triggered, or when you are ready, um, and so it requires of us to make that time, like even though we are busy with other things. And what helps me also make that time is to trust that all is well, and that me spending a time on my emotion right now, and not the time on whatever it is that I'm doing, for example the report, will not have a detrimental effect on the outcome of the report, or me like achieving long-term success. And when you can recognize that and believe that your long-term success is a given and it's already there, then you're able to create that time. Like, let's say you're working on a long-term goal, or like a project, like you spending now time on your emotion, it's not going to affect your long-term outcome. But sometimes we have that feeling that if we don't keep on going right now, like, and work on the project, or like that goal, like it's not going to be achieved, or it's somehow going to take more time, which is like understandable, because you're making a time away from the project to spend on something else, right? So you could argue, well, if I would have spent that time on that project, I would have arrived at earlier. But you can't look at it in that way, because for example, let's say you spend time on that like emotion, and it releases, or it gets healed or processed. Now your state of being is going to be different. It's going to positively influence your creativity, your like output, your motivation, all these different things. So the quality of your project may be higher. Heck, you may even finish earlier. Maybe you have a grand idea that you wouldn't have gotten if that emotion was in a way and blocking your creative flow.